Research Institute once said that if this object was located on Mount Ararat right here behind us, that the Ark of Noah would have been declared found long ago.
So, Doctor.
The problem for some people is it's just in the wrong place.
So, Gaucher believes it's Noah's Ark.
He believes that it contains the remains of Noah's Ark. Yes.
Yeah. What?
At least that's what he told me.
Okay. And what university he's from, or?
He's retired now. He was with the Biblical Research Institute in Washington, D.C.
Do you know where his degree's from?
No, I don't.
Okay, he's written a lot of books.
But he is highly thought of in archaeological circles.
And he's been out here.
Well, he's written a couple of papers on this formation.
What about the inscription stone he found?
He didn't find an
Or
inscription stone.
He found some kind of shard of something that had some writing on it.
Well, he found that ostracon with the picture of a man with two birds and a man building something with the name Noah written on it.
Do you know whereabouts he found it?
Yeah, if you look right down there, that little grove of trees right down there, just on the other side of it, in that little grassy area.
Oh, right in there?
So it came down with the flow.
Oh, really? Just right before?
Well, we don't really know where it came from. Now, Dr. Robert Mickelson went through there later, and there were other pieces of broken pottery there as well. He picked them up, and none of them seemed to have anything on it, except that one piece.
Now, where was he found it, Bill? In this
See
little
this
grove?
little grove of trees right down here?
Oh, right down
You
here.
see the little pond of water right out there?
Yeah, right
To
here.
the right of that, there's a little grove of trees there.
Right there, on this side.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Oh, I've got the little pond now. Thank you.
That
Thank you.
Okay, if you look, see the eastern side towards the back, you see that very prominent rib timber standing up.
Yeah.
If you go about 25 feet above that going up, there's a little, there's a stone laying there, and embedded right in it is that a rectangular metal plate with two rivet heads in it. And we have actually taken a specimen of that, had it tested, and it's an alloy of aluminum, iron, and titanium with just a little bit of magnesium. And the assay, the percentage breakdown, was virtually identical to the one that Ron tested that he has in his home, that everybody's seen pictures of.
Ron Wyatt.
Ron Wyatt. Okay, that's my reasoning on this this structure. If it's not Noah's Ark, I don't know what it would be.
It at least it appears as a boat, a huge boat.
Well, I mean, it even looks like one.
Yeah.
I mean, just from outward appearances.
And the aerial views of the Turkish government,
Well, actually, the early ones were NATO.
Yeah.
Of course, Turkey is a member nation of NATO.
Sure.
Bill, could you review a little bit the 1948 incident?
I can tell you what I know.
Yeah.
Zafir probably knows more about it than I do. There was a man named Reshik that lived up in the village here, and this was his field where he grew his crops and raised his sheep, his animals.
John.
And there was an earthquake
John,
in this area, which
excuse me, I'm sorry.
is not really that unusual. But when he came out the next day, this thing was in the middle of his field. Apparently, the earthquake just caused it to pop right out of the ground. Now, at that time, it was pretty much level with the ground. It's not like it is now. And it remained pretty much level with the ground until another earthquake in 1978, the year after Ron Wyatt visited. Then the earth, you see this line right here between us and the Ark? That fell away on this side. Same thing happened on the other side. And it's almost like it just popped up out of the ground. And there was a split that went almost down the center from about the, if you came down about 20 meters from the top, it went all the way down there, all the way to the center, all the way down to the back end. And it just kind of opened up, about maybe half a meter.
Right.
Ron was able to take soil samples several feet down because of that crack.
Now,
But it's filled in since that time.
Husan actually lived in the village at that time, did
Yeah,
he?
he's always lived in Mizangeli as far as I know. As far as I know, he's born and raised there.
Okay. Now, could you just one more time, I apologize for this, but review a little bit of what was kind of shared with you by recently regarding the light since 1948.
Well, like I said,
Yeah,
this man Reshit lived in the village.
right.
This was his field where he grew his
Right.
crops and raised his animals. And there was an earthquake in the area, which is not
Right.
unusual here. And when he came out, I don't know if it was that afternoon or the next day
Yeah.
after the earthquake, this formation was in the ground, outlined in the middle of his field. And they didn't know what it was at first, but then they became convicted that it was a holy site. There was something holy about it because a light shone on it every night, and they could not figure out what the source of the light was. It just seemed to come out of the sky. But even on a moonless night, you could stand in the village and look down, and the formation was lit up. And that light was there every night. He says every night. I assume that would even be cloudy nights.
Right.
And it was there until the first expedition came here in 1960, and then the light went away.
Now, actually, that was told to Zafir by Hassan.
By Hassan.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't really know that story until
Until very recently.
last year.
Yes.
Okay, is that everything?
I would recommend that one day you sit down with Hassan and Zafir and let Zafir interpret Hassan's story on tape.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be recorded as though it's an interview. And if it's possible to get another villager.
You may never have a better opportunity. They're sitting
Okay,
right-
well,
Go do it.
well.
Go do it.
Okay.